Hi, beautiful people. I hope you had a good start into the day. And for us here in Spain, it was an important day. It was the first day that we were allowed to go out after 8 weeks of being confined, of not being able to go out when we wanted to, just to go, to the supermarket and maybe to the bank and other important things. We actually had to stay inside, and today was the first day where we were allowed in the morning to go out for an hour to do some sport or to go for a walk, or the ones who want can still do that later on in the evening. And I chose to go out in the morning because I really wanted to see the sea. I wanted to see the waves, and I wanted to go out and feel the sun on my skin and my face, because I've been longing for that for so long, and really just be there and be able to just take it all in and soak it all up. And then when I stood there by the sea, I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? There were so many emotions coming up. I really felt them in the chest, and I was like, what is all this? There's like different type of emotions, right? It was like obviously of gratitude, being able to be out there, and happiness and joy, and like seeing the waves, how the sea was playing with the water and the foam caps and everything. But at the same time, I felt these other emotions as well. Sadness or grief, just of like, so many weeks I haven't seen that, and I was inside, and maybe even the feeling of I lost time, which I didn't, and I know I didn't. So many things happened during this time. And I can imagine that a lot of other people feel the same. Obviously, there's definitely this joy and exhilaration to like be outside again, to see other people, to be able to do sports, to see the sea, to see the trees, especially if you don't have a garden view, for example. But once this first rush kind of like it goes down, and once you're back inside, then you might have these other emotions coming up and say like, oh my gosh, now I'm inside again and I can't be outside, and what do I do? And oftentimes what we do, also because we have been taught, is to suppress those emotions, to really stuck them down, especially if it's grief, if it's sadness, anger, hurt, rage. We're like, no, suppress it, you can't show these emotions. And what happens is this is toxic for our body. If you look at the word emotion, it is basically energy in motion, which means emotions need to move, they need to be in motion. They're not supposed to be stuck and pushed down. Just to give you an example, the best way of looking at it is if you put a pot with water onto the stove, and you put a lid on, and you light it up on the highest temperature so that the water starts boiling. You notice first it's going to simmer a bit more. You're going to notice that the lid starts to wobble, and he's like, nope, you're going to push it down. But the more the water starts cooking and really gets to the cooking point, you really have to use a lot of force to keep the lid down. And at some point, if you just let it, it's just going to go like, just going to explode, right? The lid's flying somewhere, the water's going to come out, the steam, you might burn yourself because of the hot steam, and maybe water that just bubbles over. And this is what happens to our body as well when we suppress emotions. It's poison, and if you keep it in the body, we're going to get sick at some point. And the best thing we can do is basically remove. We first of all allow for these emotions to just be there. We feel them, and allowing them for us to feel them, that's already how they move. And if we support it by actual movement, like either doing some sport or my favorite, dancing, we really allow them to be transmuted, to find a way out, to be in a way like transmuted into a different type of energy, and then it doesn't feel as intense and overwhelming anymore. And so what I would like to suggest to you, instead of saying, let me suppress these emotions because I don't want to show them, feel them. Don't label them. There's no need to label them. There's no need to really understand where they come from. If you feel it helps you to understand, okay, why am I so angry? Why am I sad? Allow for it to happen, and allow for yourself to to grief as well. A lot of these emotions that are coming up right now is grief, because we are sad that we kind of like lost the past, like the old life, that this is a new life coming up. We don't really know what's going to happen, so it's a transition phase. We might have lost someone close to us, family member, a good friend that we were not able to say goodbye to. So it's very important to feel those emotions, let them out, and really observe them and stop suppressing them. We need move your body, okay? And what I like to invite you to do is put on some music. And for example, do like a little music journey. Put on some Marilyn Manson, some Rage Against the Machine, some Limp Bizkit, or whatever it is that really is like, you can really scream and stomp and shake it all out and jump it all out. Kung Fu Fighting, I put on the other day. That was kind of fun. It was two things at the same time, like just kicking it out and at the same time having a good time laughing as well. So have a laugh with it as well. So put on some music that allows you to really get the initial strong, heavy emotion out. And then once you notice that you start slowing down, change the music, do something lighter, until at the very, very end you might have a beautiful, soft love song where you just kind of like hold yourself in the arm. Maybe just sway from left to right, and you just close your eyes and you notice and tell yourself everything is fine, everything is good. And reach out to someone if you need some support. If you like to talk to someone or just need to let things out and have someone there that just listens, do that as well. Reach out to me if you feel called. And do yourself the favor, allow for your emotions to move, to flow, and do it a few times and then notice a difference. And if you like, share it with me, share your stories, your realizations. I'd be super happy to hear from you, and make the most of the time and really enjoy the day that you have today. Sending you lots of love, and until later.